Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day in which I'm not wearing my glasses for whatever reason. Usually when I wake up periods like that, I have very sensitive skin, and my skin is just insanely delicate and sensitive anyway. But usually for like the first half hour upon waking up, my skin just doesn't like having like the pressure of glasses on, and so it's like that doesn't feel right, doesn't feel good. Usually about a half hour that wears off. I've been up about an hour and a half. That feeling still has not gone away. So yay. Life is life, you know, it happens. And on the note of life is life and it happens, yesterday my kitty cat Amelia, she's a like 20, almost 20-year-old calico kitty. She's a very thin old lady right now, but she was sleeping in the window, as she does, and she had one of her legs dangling down and her head was just flopped onto the windowsill, and this one leg was doing a herky-jerky thing because she was dreaming. And then I was thinking, gosh, I wonder how long this was going to last. And then about 30 seconds later, thud, as she dreamed her way into rolling out of the window and onto the little sections of things I have over there. And it was like, oh, poor kitty. And she does that, you know, it happens. I just have to make sure the window's shut enough that she's not going to go rolling out the window. Ugh, that would be bad. And of course, to front load everything, if you could interact with the YouTube algorithms and hit the like button if you like what you see in here, that'd be very cool. If you haven't subscribed, that would be very cool if you did, if you like what you see in here. And of course, if you do like what you see in here, if you could share this with, you know, any appropriate communities without spamming anyone, that's bad. And of course, I do want to thank every one of my Patreon.com patrons. These beautiful and awesome people help keep me alive. Literally, I am on a limited income on disability, and it just doesn't cut it in today's world. Without these people, I would have been homeless a long time ago. So thank you, each and every one of them. If you want to be a patron and help keep me alive, that would be very, very cool and greatly appreciated. With that out of the way, YouTube. I just have a fair amount of minor things to talk about, nothing really hugely major, because aside from just little things like falling asleep periodically, which I did again yesterday because I'm just not getting restful sleep apparently, even though I'm sleeping fairly well, so joy on that. But I got little things that happen. I mean, I've been working on videos. I did a bunch of reactions yesterday. I still play video games, and some of them I'm doing better than I've ever done before in, and so I'm having fun that way, you know. And I go up and down my stairs here to stay physically active whenever I have to go to the bathroom or want to get something to eat, or I just want to go outside and see the world. So I do that, and then every single day I go for about an hour and a half's 4.4-ish mile walkies around Shelton, Washington. And so then I come back, relax a bit, go to bed, and, you know, then I'm sleeping. Not a big life, but within my tiny, tiny life, I'm still active up in here. I do a lot of thinking, a ton of thinking. Once I get my idea on a story setting these days, I just bite into it and chew on it forever. I do want to talk about some of that. First, I want to talk about with my reactions that I do them in batches now, because as I've mentioned before, I've got to be in the mood, right mood, because if I'm not in a mood to appreciate something, you can tell. And I'm not going to try and fake it, because you'll be able to tell I'm faking it. And I want my reactions to be real. So when I'm feeling it, I do a bunch of reactions and then space them out one a day for the next week. I had never heard of the group that I had did the first reaction and then posted yesterday, and it makes me sad that, I mean, I do this too. Generally, with the reaction channels that I have subscribed to, I generally only watch if it's a song that I've already heard of. I'm not watching to find out about new music. I'm watching to find out how these people are reacting to something I've already heard. And that's sad, even though, as stated, I do it too. So we're all hypocrites in our own ways. But you can find out so much amazing stuff by watching things that you haven't seen before. And I wish people would watch this reaction or just find the original and watch it. Apparently the song came out. It was Lorne, the group Lorne. The song is Acid Rain. I did not know what to go into expecting it. And apparently there was the song and they made the video afterward. The song has a definite mood to it. It has a very melancholy mood. I cannot I cannot understand the lyrics as they are sung. I don't know if there are lyrics that you can actually listen to. But when they sing, it's very melancholy altogether. And then when they did the video, oh my God. I mean, oh my God. They telegraph from the very beginning what's going to happen because there's a crashed car. And then they have these two cheerleaders get out and they start dancing. And they're doing a dance routine through the whole entirety of the video as they travel through this, a little diner and then out into the parking lot behind the diner. And there's this dance routine as they're moving through it, but you're not quite sure what to expect, but you're getting a feeling, a mood out of it, because the cheerleaders as they're dancing, and it's a whole group of them, not just two, you start finding more of them as they're dancing, they have blood on their faces and blood on their bodies. And this choreographed dance they're doing, very extremely well choreographed, is a very herky, jerky, not a normal sort of movement dance routine. And then at the end, when you've got the more of them dancing, and then the song ends with just this, I gotta try and do this without crying, just the one cheerleader. And like I said, you can tell what was happening because they highlight this one car and they got the blood on them. And that herky jerky unnatural dancing. And the song and video ends as it pans down to all of them dead inside of the car. And I have been, as you can tell, I am having an emotional reaction to it right now. I have been having that song and that video stuck in my head all day yesterday. And even this morning, I mean downstairs in my bathroom as I was trying to get ready for the morning. And I had tears running down my cheeks because of the song and video again. And even though it is a gut punch, I mean, even though I knew what was coming, you could see it coming a mile away. It still hit like a Mack truck. So it's a shame that people act like people. And I wish more people would watch the video and listen to the song. They don't have to watch my reaction. I only want them to watch my reaction so that they can get exposure to the song and the video, because otherwise you may never have even heard of it. Which also ties into my whole thing. I lean into in my fiction and in my just natural sarcastic humor of death as humor. Putting an axe in somebody's head as a punchline to a joke, I think is great. I think we should have desensitization to this. We are essentially meat piñatas and we're no more special than anyone else. And in our media, we should be showing that we're not much better than sides of beef. And yet, while at the same time, I say that, just this one video about a couple cheerleaders, fictional cheerleaders, and people that don't even exist, their deaths affected me so strongly. I mean, when I talk about the web of connections and with people, this is what I mean. Because what we build means nothing. Everything fades. Everything falls apart. Civilizations rise, civilizations fall. Who knows what's going to happen in even 100 years as climate change continues to advance and we have to try to figure out how to survive around it. Things rise, things fall. It's natural. The things we leave behind physically are nothing. It's the touches that we make each other and the connections that we make. I mean, I am still affected by it. I've talked about how there was the artist Falco. I only heard about Falco because I was in the Air Force when the movie Amadeus came out, and Falco jumped on the train and came out with a song about Amadeus Mozart and became a popular artist because of that for a short period of time. I bought his album. I liked the song. I liked his stuff. And then later, you know, he got hit and killed by a bus. He's been dead for a long time. He was only relevant back in the 80s here in the United States. Over in his home country, of course, it was, I think it was Austria. It was one of those Germanic type states where that's where he lived. And so he was much bigger there, of course. But it was just a small touch. And then, bam, hit by a bus. And decades later, it affected me so much that decades later, I still talk about it. These are the little connections we make, the little touches where we reach out and we touch each other. Those are the things that matter. The things that we make don't. So I've got that dichotomy. On the one hand, it's, yeah, like meat piñatas, and I find it funny, awesome, and all this in fictional terms to just treat people like meat piñatas, and the more dead, the better. But in real life, no, I don't feel that at all. After all, what is the word that you would use for this one? I can't even think of it. In opposition to, I still have that one idea with my one character, Lemonhead, who he dies in the very first episode of the 12-issue webcomic. And then for the next 11 issues, it's the impact of his life and death on people that are around who were his friends, and people just heard about him on TV and how it affected them. So yeah, it's a strange dissonance. I didn't even get a chance to talk about some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about here because I have still been working on the whole inside-outside idea, and I've really been delving into the character of the King in Crimson of the Crimson Kingdom. One thing real quick that I do want to mention, I've talked about how, you know, some things, some people, some beings can't transcend what they are. A bear can only learn how to be more of a bear. It can't transcend being a bear. Our potential is pretty damn high. It might be potentials here, physical limits are here, so we'll never be able to reach the end of our limits aside from self-imposed by what we're doing to the world and all that. The King in Crimson is one of those powerful beings that is essentially like a bear. It was born with what it has, and so it can only learn and get stronger to be more of what it already is without being able to transcend that, and it understands that. And so it's trying to learn as best it can while it can, because the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop being able to adapt as a ruler to a changing world. And then all of your decisions will be based on a world that no longer exists, and the solutions that you give will not apply to the people who are having problems. Unhappiness will grow, unrest will grow, and there will be, well, no longer them, good old English, them as a ruler. And they know this. They're very worried. Hopefully more I'll be able to talk about this later, because for right now I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours, because trust me, there's way less than 25. There's also more than 0, and that's the most important part, so thumbs up and thank you. If I If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I can't American Sign, that was a bit of lag there, American Sign Language, I still get lost. So we have Moki Boy, thumbs up and thank you very much. We have Gus Galindo, thumbs up. There's Some Nothing, greatly appreciated. Ben B, thumbs up. We have Favel, well, here's hoping things get better for you. We have MUISEO, thumbs up and thank you very much. Jamie's Division, good to see you. We have Ice Damon, thumbs up and thank you very much. And that is it. 8 people left me comments on all my videos now. Past 24 hours. Again, it's better than 0. Thank you so very, very much. It is appreciated to no end. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And of course, I do have, well, I don't know what device you're watching this on, so I don't know where the video description box is, but inside of that, I have links to all my channels, if you could check that out. I also have links to things like my Twitter, Facebook, Patreon. If you could become a patron, that would be beautiful and awesome. Again, these people are literally helping to keep me and my pets alive, and it is a good thing, greatly appreciated. And if you could become one of these people, that would be definitely a beautiful and awesome thing. Now, if you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have a PayPal link down there, wherever there is. If you could check that out, I am definitely not above just grubbing for whatever you can throw my way. When you got next to 0, anything is good. If you'd like to help me out without sending money, I do, of course, have the Amazon wish list link where I was able to actually add cat food onto it. So if you could check that out, that would be very, very cool. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Now, of course, don't feel obligated. I don't feel entitled. And if you cannot or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes, deposit them in the bank of my heart. I left words out there. And so thank you very, very much. It is greatly appreciated. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence, a definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could, I can't speak English this morning. If you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Thank you very much. Whew, hokey smokes. I got therapy today, so it's going to be a day. But of course, remember to seek creativity. Keep your brain working. It's a good thing. Being creative helps keep your brain lubricated. That's a good thing indeed. Seek positivity. I spent many, many years as a way too negative person. It only hurts yourself and others. And of course, seek balance in all things. Not too much bad, not too much good. Do what you can. Moderation in all things. And of course, with the Covfefe bug raging around the world, please, if you have to go out among others, wear a mask, maintain your social distancing, wash your hands often, try not to touch your face, get vaxxed if you haven't been, get a booster if it's available to you. Please, be smart. It's a disease. It doesn't care if you live or perish. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is, well, quite frankly, a very good thing.